On? Should I just do the whole thing over again? Yes?
Yeah, maybe. We'll start from the top.
Okay. Let's go again. From the beginning. Welcome again to this particular Facebook page's favorite internet program at this particular time. 3 to 5 things we didn't have time to talk about today. And I would like to thank our sponsor, Corey's Clothiers at 569 Danforth Avenue. And we have to thank them on a very somber day. Today is the first Harambeversary. The first day the world is without Harambe. Harambe never shopped at Corey's Clothiers, and perhaps if he did, we'd all be there. Because I'm not going to make the joke I was about to make, but it involved Xenia suits being very comfortable. So go try one out at Corey's Clothiers. Now, if you look at this picture next to me, you will see a lady who is very attractive holding a microscope. And you're probably thinking, nah, that can't be a real scientist. But you weren't close enough to see the browser's logo right there. So you probably just made that assumption on the way she looked. And you wouldn't be alone by doing that. Because people don't take good-looking scientists seriously. The good-looking people of the world, the ridiculously, really, really, really good-looking people of the world, just shouldn't become scientists because nobody will take them seriously. This according to a very recent scientific study probably conducted by a large group of ugly people. Now, the reason that we like scientists to be less good-looking is because inherently in our brains, we think that they've devoted more of their life to learning and less time to being good-looking. Some people are saying that this scientific study is very discriminatory and is further promoting ideas that good-looking people can only be good-looking. Who cares? Good-looking people have all of the breaks in life. I am not giving you any of my sympathy. Do you want to know like the perfect divide between the good-looking and the average? You'll find it at restaurants. You know what happens when you go into a restaurant? You see all the good-looking people in the front serving your food. The serving staff are hired because they're way better looking than the people that they inevitably put in the kitchen. This is what ends up in the kitchen. You know how I know? Because I was in the kitchen. I worked at an Earl's, okay? And it was an Earl's in Edmonton, and the drain in the dish pit was always clogging, and I'd be sitting, and they legitimately knew that it clogged. So you would be standing in about 2 inches of sludge water, washing dishes, wearing rubber boots. They told you to wear rubber boots to your shift when you worked in the kitchen. So you're standing there in the literal dish pit because it drops down into a little concave area because they know it floods, and you've got a plastic bag over your body and you're sweating underneath, covered in garbage. Your hands are burned from the chemicals from the dishwasher. You're cutting yourselves on utensils as you're putting things in and spraying it all with hot water. You've got a bit of like Far-K noodle hanging out of your hair and ketchup on the side of your face. And then a server comes in and goes, people are just being so rude to me out there. I don't care. When you're good looking, you have all of the breaks in life. Let me tell you something. If you're like stranded on the side of the road and you've got like a third nostril, the odds of you getting picked up if the other person looks like Claudia Schiffer are a lot lower. Do you understand? Am I making a good point? I'm standing up for the ugly people. Those of us whose faces are filled with angles. Me and Adam Driver, we've got our own club. It's terrible. Okay, moving along. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman comes into theaters this weekend. This is the movie that DC is hanging all of their hopes on. I hope it's fantastic. It looks so good. But of course there's some controversy surrounding the Wonder Woman movie. And when I say there's controversy, I mean there isn't or shouldn't be any controversy. You see, certain theaters are hosting women-only screenings of the movie Wonder Woman. They're hosting women-only screenings of the movie Wonder Woman. And guess who is mad about it? This guy right here with his fedora and his samurai and his low self-esteem and hours of reading dumb things on Wikipedia for days and days and days at a time. Who cares if there are women-only screenings of a movie about Wonder Woman that is going to inspire countless little girls to become creators and to show them that they can do great things? Why do you have to take things from everybody. And the classic argument, well, there's no men-only screenings of Superman. Yeah, but I can guarantee that there were theaters that were filled with nothing but dudes who went to see it. Imagine the movie 300. Do you think there was loads of women going to see that testosterone-infused roid fest? No, there wasn't. Who cares if there are women-only screenings of Wonder Woman? Who really cares? This is the problem. This guy's got to go on there and he's got to start this stupid fight and perpetuate the cycle of anger and hate. I had a discussion about this today. Can you turn that down for a second? Thank you. So, I was having this discussion about this with one of my friends about how what ends up happening is you've got a very, very ardent, active feminist who borders on the side of misandrist, who has a definite vendetta against dudes. She'll say something that is provocative, specifically so that she can get reaction and get more traffic on her social media page or her Facebook page or blog or whatever. That in turn goes to Johnny Douchebag, who is the male counterpart of her that hates women and is a misogynistic piece of garbage. And then he says something that is equally provocative, designed just to get at her. And then it goes back to her. And the cycle continues. And what happens is in physics, that if you've ever seen the movie Days of Thunder, it's a fantastic movie, by the way, they talk about backdraft and drafting. And what ends up happening is when a race car goes along, the air that goes porous will pull things along behind it. So this circle of hatred and anger invariably sucks in all kinds of people that wouldn't otherwise get involved. And so the people hating on this side get stronger and vice versa, and it just continues and continues and continues. It's awful, it's annoying, and it prevents non-crazy people from having a conversation with each other. Go ahead, have a women-only theater thing for Wonder Woman. I've got much better things to worry about in my day. Like pollution. The world is destroying itself, and people are mad about a women-only screening of Wonder Woman. Moving along. Oh, look, it's Captain Planet! By the way, as Captain Planet said, the power is yours. So instead of fighting against one specific gender-only screenings of a movie that you can go see the next day or go see in another theater, get mad about the state of the planet because the power is yours. Here we go. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods got busted for a DUI. Now, here's the thing. I was a big Tiger Woods fan. I guess after today, I'm not a big Tiger Woods fan. Look at that guy. Of course, none of us look good after a night out of binge drinking. Tiger Woods is no different. That is not a happy face. Because as he's taking this picture, he's thinking to himself, yes, I'm exhausted, I'm drunk, but maybe I should smile because odds are this picture is going to be appearing on newscasts, podcasts, and Facebook Live videos all around the world for the next few weeks. But then he just gives up and he's sad. He sees what's happening. Look at that. Look at his face. Look at the eyes. Look at those eyes. Not happy eyes. Unhappy eyes. Unhappy eyes. See, after he got busted for his old cheating on Ellen Nordregen, the lady of pure Viking stock, after he got busted for cheating on her with all of these and many, many more women, I still wasn't super bent at him because I was trying to be understanding and empathic towards the fact that many women plus offer to have sexual relations with him every 5 minutes in his life. And invariably, when that many people are beating at the door constantly, you're going to open it. You're not even going to mean to open it. You're just going to do it. You're just going to do it. Because that's human nature. Male, female, doesn't matter. And what really drove me crazy about the whole divorce scandal with Tiger Woods was, I got a buddy, and we're going to say his name is Devin. Devin's not an attractive man. And he was going on and on about how he lost all respect for Tiger because he cheated on his wife. And Devin would never cheat on his wife. Devin, that's because you're lucky to have a wife. Because you make very little money and you're unattractive. I'm sorry. It's just reality. You're not dealing with this. And you never will. And let's hope you don't. Because if you did, your wife would take half of your meager salary because you couldn't resist it. My wife's a stunner. She's a knockout. Way better looking than me. But if I was under that scrutiny, it would take a lot of moral fortitude for me not to. Which is why I would just stay at home, get morbidly obese, and wear sweatpants all the time. Moving on. Okay, this drives me friggin' crazy, all right? Look at this guy. Okay, this guy is holding a sign that said, "I'm a Muslim. Are you too afraid of me to hug me?" And he's wearing like an eye patch so he can't see anything. And he's standing in Manchester and he's trying to show that like we can't give in to our fear and we should all just hug strangers. No, absolutely not. Don't ever take a tragedy that has taken the lives of lots of people and try and turn it into a way for you to hug people. That's what's happening here. He's just trying to turn this into some weird, if you don't hug me, you should feel guilty about yourself thing. It's absolutely terrible. It's horrible. I just get so weirded out with dudes wanting hugs from strangers. No. Absolutely. Look, free hugs. That's how creepy this is. That is how creepy it is. Don't go expecting people to hug you because you're trying to prove a point. You're not. It's a very misguided point, and it's lame. And you probably have some BO. Moving on. That's a mascot. That's the horrible, horrible mascot Hunter from the Oilers. It is supposed to be huggable, as mascots are, but no, it looks like it eats unwanted children. These are the types of mascots that it is okay to hug. Like, if you're in the Mickey Mouse costume, I'll totally get... I won't hug Minnie, though. I'm not going to hug Minnie in this day and age. I wouldn't want to be accused of hugging her inappropriately. I will stick to hugging Mickey, Donald, depending the time of day, maybe Pluto and Goofy. Maybe. But probably just Mickey and Donald. Sorry. Minnie, I appreciate it. You're great. This isn't a misogynist thing. It's just I don't want to be accused of hugging her inappropriately. I'm sorry, I just don't. One time, I drunkenly hugged a Chuck E. Cheese mascot and was asked to leave because it turned out that the person inside the costume was a teenage girl and I hugged her inappropriately. So, you know. Moving on. Oh, let's talk about Star Wars. Okay. Tomorrow, Disney is going to be unveiling the direction that they're going to be taking the next standalone Star Wars movie. Of course, they've got Episode 8 coming out in the fall, The Last Jedi. And after that is going to be Lando Calrissian. After that, we don't know. Some people are saying that it is going to follow young Obi-Wan Kenobi and his adventures and so on and so forth on the planet of Tatooine after the end of the Clone Wars and how he watched over Luke and used the Force to guide him on his day-to-day and so on and so forth. And that could be the reason why Uncle Owen is always telling Luke to stay away from him, because he's kind of crazy and kind of weird. There are other names that are being thrown around in there, namely this person, Ahsoka Tano, formerly Anakin Skywalker, and easily my favorite character to use in Disney Infinity, which is a great video game, and I'm very upset that Disney discontinued it. Ahsoka Tano is absolutely amazing, and it's really cool they brought her back in the show Star Wars Rebels, and she ends up having this amazing fight against Darth Vader. Definitely worth watching, but I had this idea about, once again, after the Clone Wars, where did she go off to? Maybe she lands on this planet and becomes a sort of desperado, and she's hunted down by various bounty hunters under the employ of the Emperor and former Republic, remnants trying to kill her and stuff like that. Either way, it would be very cool to see a movie about Ahsoka Tano. I would just like to see a movie that's just built around a Jedi that doesn't necessarily, focus on just the Skywalkers. Is that so weird? Is that weird? I think that's a good idea. That'd be a good idea. Standalone Jedi movie. It's kind of like, the Lone Wanderer, like all those like Western movies, and which makes sense. Star Wars was built upon all the Akira Kurosawa movies, which inspired almost every Western ever made. So you could have the Lone Warrior, the Ronin, if you... Moving on. I'm going to get way too deep into this. Oh, Grand Admiral Thrawn! It would just be rad to see Grand Admiral Thrawn. This is the total opposite of like a solo Jedi type story. This is more of like a military genius conquering and wiping people out. And you could have like the beginnings of the Rebel Alliance and the Rebel Fleet. You could bring this guy in there, Wedge Antilles, who more than deserves a movie where he's one of the main characters. Because he's like a... Do you even know who that is? Do you guys know that? You've seen him? You know Wedge Antilles? Yeah. He's great shot, Red 2. That's like probably his only famous line. He's awesome. He's great. I would love to see him in a movie. Oh, this is what I really wanted to get into. Here is a character that desperately needs to get her own movie. Mara Jade. Now, they threw all the extended universe stuff out the window, but Mara Jade is a character that totally needs to be brought back. Because remember how in Return of the Jedi, or The Empire Strikes Back, is it Return of the Jedi? Yeah. No, Empire Strikes Back, when Darth Vader tells Luke that together they can overthrow the Emperor because he's foreseen it. The Emperor did know that eventually Darth Vader would betray him, which is why he had another apprentice named Mara Jade, and Mara Jade was groomed and raised to kill Darth Vader and then to kill Luke Skywalker. So it would be really awesome if they made a movie that sort of took place after The Return of the Jedi, and they had it about her trying to hunt down and kill Luke Skywalker, and about the formation of the Jedi Temple that he started doing again, the same one that Kylo Ren brought down. It'd be so rad to see two Jedi, like the Darth Maul principle. Darth Maul, horribly underused character in an absolutely terrible movie, still starred in the best lightsaber battle of the entire franchise. That scene with Darth Maul and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, they could do that again, but do it with Mara Jade and a young Luke Skywalker. Magnifique. It'd be so good. That's a spicy meatball. Other expressions using this hand thing. By the way, I got a DeWalt prize pack. 4 and 6 and 7 wedge. Caller number 10. Actually, no, not caller number 10. Caller number who says, "You shall kill Luke Skywalker." That's what the Emperor implants in her head. You're the first person to call through and say that. I'll give you that DeWalt prize pack.